Starting to get warm outside, y'all, so you know what that means? About time to fire up that griddle, go buy some really awesome steaks. And today, I want to bring you 5 great tips to make an awesome steak. You will not want to miss it. That's some good groceries. When it gets warm, hey, steak is on the menu. So that leads us to our number 1 tip, that is choosing a nice steak, y'all. And for me, I like a ribeye, okay? Nice ribeye with nice marbling all throughout. That marbling is going to provide you with a little bit of fat. It's going to provide you with some flavor too. Fat's flavor, y'all, I'm telling you. And that's why the ribeye kind of shines through for me. So along with having a nice steak, you also, for me, a thick steak is key, y'all. Nice and thick. I like to keep it to about 2 finger lengths, okay? 2 fingers stacked on top of one another. That's going to provide a really nice steak. And it also griddles up really, really nice. So that's that first tip, y'all. That's a crucial one. If you don't like ribeyes and all the fat, feel free. New York strips are nice. Just look for some nice marbling. Fillets are also really good. There's not going to be a lot of fat in that, but it's going to be nice and tender. And even a sirloin. Sirloins have nice beefy flavor. So use whatever you like. Just look for that marbling. Look for a good cut and nice thick cuts too. So tip number 2 is, what I like to do is I like to come in with a little bit of salt, preferably about a 1/4 teaspoon per pound. Don't neglect, especially if we got a thick steak, don't neglect the sides. Got to get the sides as well. They need love, all right? So you're probably wondering, Hussey, what does the salt do? Well, I'm glad you asked. Salt pulls moisture out of meat. Salt's a moisture puller. What that does, it brings moisture up to the top, but once it dries, the salt kind of comes into the meat. Salt is one of the only seasonings, if you will, that penetrates meat. So there you have it. How do you get some good flavor? Add a little bit of salt, let it set for a little bit. You can also do this 24 hours in advance, stick it in your fridge, and you'll have a nice, dry, flavorful steak the next day. For this project, we don't have that long. We're just gonna let this kind of hang out, just kind of let it mingle for a little bit, and then we're gonna go from there. All right, so as you can see, there's a little bit of glistening here, y'all. And that's that salt doing its work. So now this is our tip number 3. Make sure your steak is nice and dry. So just take a paper towel, just kind of come through, blot all that moisture that has come up to the top. Moisture is not your friend. It prevents browning and that nice crust that you're going for here. Next, we're going to season this up. Season it up with your favorite. One I really love is this blackened steak seasoning. You can get this from your Lowe's. You get it online as well, but I really like it. Makes great color also, but it really tastes good too. Feel free to use a binder if you want. I happen to like just putting it on the meat and just kind of rubbing it just a little bit. It kind of gets the fat, kind of makes its own binder, if you will. That's a tip you get for extra, all right? Hussey always says, don't forget the sides. Don't forget the sides. They need love too. Here we go. Tip number 4, y'all. Get your Blackstone hot. Can't stress that enough. You can't get a nice crust without nice heat. 450, 500 degrees, 550 is great for searing. We're going to add a little bit of our avocado olive oil blend. See that nice smoke coming off? That tells you it's ready. Now comes our steaks. You want to hear that sizzle. If you don't hear that sizzle, might as well take them off. Your steaks are on. Now, don't touch them. We're going to let these go for maybe about a minute, all right? And we're going to flip it. It's not going to be done. What we're doing is preventing the bottom from cooking so much to make a gray band. So we're just going to flip, and then we're just going to keep on flipping about every minute. Hey, thanks for watching thus far. I appreciate it. If you don't mind, hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. And most of all, comment down below. I would love to interact with you. All right, so it's been about 1 minute, and we're going to flip these over. And if you noticed, I did not flip these on the same place where they were. I'll flip it to another hot spot, hotter spot than where you're at. And I'm going to allow where they were previously to heat back up. All right, another minute. Now I'm going to flip it over to its original spot. It's nice and hot now. All right, so as you're going along, you want to make sure you start temping once you start getting some nice color. And whatever you like as far as temperature, I like mine a medium rare. So about 130 degrees But one thing you might want to do, you might want to pull it off about 120 degrees because that steak, because it's kind of thick, it's going to rise temperature just a little bit. Guys, these are about 120 degrees. I am going to take these off. They look beautiful. Y'all, we're not done yet. We're going to add some more amazing flavor to these steaks. I promise you, your guests are going to be like, wow. We're going to come in and we're going to make a beautiful sauce for this. And we're going to start out with some really good butter. We're going to throw some cloves of garlic down. Use as much or as little as you like. I'm really going heavy here because I like garlic. Next, we're going to put some rosemary down and some beautiful thyme. I really, really love thyme and ribeye steak along with the garlic. You can also do this while the steaks are on the flat top, and then you can baste it in this as well. The choice is yours. I do this sometimes and I do the other sometimes as well. Time for the best part of the job. Let's give these a try. Let's see how we did. Man, that blackened steak seasoning, boy, it's a cat's meow. Man, that top side of that steak, that thing just hits, I'm telling you. Let's come in here to the middle. Nice medium rare. It's perfect, perfect, perfect. Whenever you're serving this, you got all this beautiful butter bath that you made on the griddle after your steaks. So you just come in and you want to just lather this. Just, I mean, like you're painting. Act like you're Picasso. And then try this steak. That garlic, the rosemary, the thyme, also that butter, just shines through. Amazing. Y'all give these tips a try. I guarantee if you do these tips, your next cookout, you will nail that steak. People will be ecstatic about it. I appreciate you stopping by. I appreciate you watching. Head on over to the Blackstone Network where you'll find awesome videos just like this. I'm Matt Hussey. That's some good groceries.